Hi students, welcome to physics class. In this section, I am going to teach 12th standard physics, volume 1, unit 1 electrostatics. So before we enter this lesson, we should know basics. So in lower classes, from class 8th, 9th, 10th, we studied about electricity, charges and its applications. So how will you define atom? Atom is made up of electron, proton, neutron. In center of the atom is called nucleus, is made up of protons and neutrons. In between the protons and the neutrons acting some attraction force, that force is called nuclear force. Electrons are revolving around the nucleus. In between the electrons and nucleus acting electrostatic force. So in every atom has equal number of positive charge, equal number of negative charge. So atom is consisting of neutral charge. Now, how will you define charge? Charge or electric charge is the basic property of matter that causes object to attract or repel each other. Electric charge is measured in coulomb in symbol C. Its value is 1.602 into 10 power minus 19 coulomb. There are three types of basic particles there: electron, proton, neutron. But electrons having charge negative, protons having charge positive. Both the particles having equal charge but in opposite magnitude, opposite direction. Like charges repel each other. That is, positive charge repel each other. Negative charge repel each other. Same charge or like charge repel each other. Unlike charges attract each other. Unlike charge means opposite charge. Positive charge, negative charge, positive charge will attract each other. So, in between two charges, either positive or negative, attraction force or repulsive forces act. How will you define electrostatics? Study about electric charge at rest is electrostatics. The first topic is Coulomb's law. It's a very important 2-mark question. So listen carefully. Scientist Coulomb deduced the expression for the force between two stationary point charge. Here stationary means rest, doesn't moving in vacuum or free space. So vacuum means absence of air. It's a very important one word. So which of the following force is exerted between 2-point charge at rest? So answer is Coulomb force. So don't forget, it's a very important one word. So here consider two charges Q1 and Q2. Q1, Q2, two charges. The two charges are separated by a distance r. So in between two charges, both charges are positive, negative means it exerts repulsive force. Either one charge is positive or another is negative means it will attract. So in between two charges exert attraction force or repulsive force. That force is directly proportional to product of its two charges, that is F is proportional to Q1 Q2, but inversely proportional to square of the distance. F is inversely proportional to, that is F is proportional to 1 by R square. So combine these two equations, we obtained F is equal to K Q1 Q2 by R square. Here K is a proportionality constant. Its value K equal to 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught is equal to 9 into 10 power 9 Newton meter square Coulomb inverse 2. So sometime they will ask unit of proportionality constant. Sometime they will ask the value of proportionality constant. So everyone should read properly that value K. So substitute this K value in this equation. We obtain F is equal to K Q1 Q2 by 4 pi epsilon naught R square. Epsilon naught is the permittivity of free space, vacuum or, and its value is K equal to 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught. So we need epsilon naught value. Epsilon naught is equal to 1 by 4 pi K equal to 1 by 4 pi value 3.14, that is 22 by 7 into K value 9 to 10 power 9. So finally we obtained permittivity of free space. Epsilon naught is equal to 8.85 into 10 to the power minus 12 Coulomb square Newton inverse 1 meter inverse 2. This is very important 1 mark. They will ask like that, the value of permittivity of free space, sometime the unit of permittivity of free space. So dear students, you should read properly value as well as unit is must. Then we find the magnitude of force. By using Coulomb's law, F is equal to K Q1 Q2 by R square. Q1 Q2 charge. Each charge has 1 coulomb. Distance are equal to 1 meter. So we know already K value. K equal to 9 into 10 to the power of 9 Newton meter square Coulomb inverse 1. So we obtained 9 F is equal to 9 into 10 to the power of 9 into 1 by 1. So finally F is equal to 9 into 10 power 9 Newton. This is the magnitude of force. This value also very important, one word. F is equal to 9 into 10 to the power of 9 Newton. Next we are going to discuss about relative permittivity. It is denoted by epsilon r. In free space or vacuum, that is presence of air between two charges, Coulomb's law, F air is equal to Q1 Q2 by 4 pi epsilon naught r square. In between two charges, presence medium except air. For example, in between two charges, water is present. That time force F medium is equal to Q1 Q2 by 4 pi epsilon r square. So not epsilon naught, here epsilon. Air is present means equation 1 epsilon naught. Medium is present means equation 2 epsilon. So divided equation 1 by equation 2, F air by F medium is equal to q1 q2 by 4 pi epsilon naught r square into 4 pi epsilon r square by q1 q2. So cancel q1 q2 4 pi r square. Finally we obtained epsilon r is equal to f air by f medium is equal to epsilon by epsilon naught. Epsilon naught means permittivity of free space, air is present. Epsilon means permittivity of medium except air. So the ratio of permittivity medium to permittivity of free space is called relative permittivity epsilon r. It has no unit because of it is similar quantity. Epsilon r is sometimes called as dielectric constant. For air or vacuum, epsilon r is equal to 1. It's a very important one word. The dielectric constant for air or vacuum equal to 1. Sometimes they will ask epsilon r value equal to 1. Next, another important questions. Importance, difference and similarities between Coulomb's law and gravitational law. So dear students, now I explained briefly Coulomb's law. Newton's law of gravitation already we studied in 10th standard. Newton's law of gravitation states that force is directly proportional to product of their masses and inversely proportional to square of the distance between the two masses. So G is a proportionality constant or gravitational constant. Its value G equal to 6.667 into 10 to the power of minus 11 Newton meter square kilogram power minus 2. So in both law, Coulomb's law, Newton's law, both are inversely proportional to square of the distance. But Coulomb's law, force is directly proportional to product of two charges. Newton's law, force is directly proportional to product of the two masses. Here Coulomb force is either attraction force or repulsive force, but gravitational force is only attractive, is not repulsive force. The value of proportionality constant K equal to 9 into 10 power 9 Newton meter square Coulomb inverse 1. The value of gravitational constant G equal to 6.67 into 10 power minus 4 Newton meter square kg power minus 2. Then the K value depends the medium. For example, two charges is separated in air or vacuum, it has some value. The same two charges is separated in between water is present, the force value differ. So the K value differ in different media, but gravitational force is not different, same value. So next, K value 9 into 10 power 9 Newton meter square Coulomb inverse 1. G value 6.67 in 10 to the power of minus 11 Newton meter square kilogram power minus 2. So here from this both value, the K value in Coulomb's law is always greater than the G value in Newton's law of gravitation. Coulomb's law obey Newton's third law of motion. F12 vector is equal to minus F21 vector. Both forces are equal but in opposite direction. F12 stands for charge 1 act on charge 2. Force exerted F12 in one direction. F21 charge 2 act on charge 1. Force exerted in opposite direction. So the both forces are equal but in opposite direction. F12 vector is equal to minus F21 vector. This is the vector form of Coulomb's law.